the Chicago outfit together with the Florida outfit, with the Florida mob families like of Miami, were sort of very much thought to believe that they had tinkered with the 1960 presidential election, causing John F. Kennedy to win the seat, because I think it was Nixon. It was Nixon that ran against him, I believe, and Nixon had appealed, sort of appealed before during the campaign, the presidential campaign. He was sort of running around saying that he's going to get tough on the mob. He's going to eliminate the mob, and so all the mobsters were kind of like, whoa, this guy's spit serious, So they did whatever they could to influence the 1960 election, and who knows? I mean, back in media studies at school, they told us that was the first time, of course, where the presidential election debates were televised. So prior to the 1960 election, it was always in the radio. So you kind of like, as a proletariat, as a member of the proletariat class, voter, you basically made your decision based on listening to your president's debates on the radio. So it was a significant change in American politics when television got involved. And for example, like the famous debates between Nixon and Kennedy in the 60s were made so every time Nixon spoke, they actually had like black sort of reflection umbrellas. So then the picture on TV that you and I were watching was basically like the reflection of the black umbrellas made him seem kind of dim and dark, and like in a way, psychologically you thought like, man, this guy seems like kind of backwards, and kind of he's stuck in the darkness kind of thing. And then every time John F. Kennedy, when it was John F. Kennedy's turn to speak, what he had around him was like they would change the black umbrellas into white umbrellas. So then the picture you and I and every other voter was watching on TV kind of made John F. Kennedy look like this bright young, good-looking, saint of almost, if you will. So they kind of, like, a lot of my professors, and in general a lot of academia will argue that actually the television is what caused Kennedy to get elected, because you weren't listening so much to the substance of what they were saying. You were just kind of looking at the picture, and whoever looked better you kind of ended up voting for. So supposedly Sam Giancana and then the entire mob, well, not the entire mob, but like a lot of the mobsters were, of course, they were in control in a lot of the unions, like Jimmy Hoffa and all them guys. So because they were in control of a lot of the working man's unions, they pressured, I think, the unions to make sure that people, well, at least members of their unions, ended up voting for Kennedy, which some will argue that it swung the vote the other way, because there was no like color issue, there was no there was no masculine feminine kind of issue, so it wasn't a he she kind of thing. You know, so anyway, so Sanjay kind of caught a lot of flack, and then when, like, I guess in the 60s, 70s, well, in the 80s and the 90s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s, I think Tony Accardo was the boss of the Chicago outfit. So he was kind of very on the down low. I mean, people didn't even know who he was if they probably saw him on the street. That's the kind of down low he used to keep. Okay, guys, so it's 3:56 p.m. right now, and it's 3:56 p.m. right now. I don't even know what we just passed, but we still got another approximately 14 minutes to go or something. I'm surprised that that America, being such a television-oriented culture, does not have like 3 or 4 television screens in here telling you which stops this wonderful train is making. Because even in London, you know, all the new modern trains, they have like a little television screen, so you can always keep tabs on time, and you know which stops they're going to be making. And of course, if the conductor chooses to change any of the route and like not stop at certain stations, it's immediately updated on the, you know, on the scoreboard kind of thing. But yeah, guys, as you can see, it is rapidly getting dark out there. So yeah, luckily we got the old GPS, and luckily we got the old additional mobile battery bank, because otherwise it would be pretty difficult to find this area. But guys, yeah, I'm sort of not very happy with myself the way I planned this thing out, because I should have planned it out better, where we get to the cemetery at least a little bit earlier than before, like dusk, you know. Because yeah, I'm afraid if this train terminates at Brookfield at 4:10, and we still got another 25 minutes, so about 4:35, 4:40 is when I'm going to be due to arriving at the Al Capone grave site. So I am very afraid that by the time